Hey everybody, HOGuru here, back for more The Manhunt'n Project. The best pun I've ever created in my life. My whole life, that's the best pun. That's why I keep saying it. I decided, hey, who's better to judge Manhunt and what it says about people than my mother, who is very familiar with video games, less familiar with Manhunt.
Yes.
This is the Bedazzled Crone. Say hi.
Hi, everybody.
We're going to play some Manhunt now. Prepare to be delighted.
Oh, sure. Fueled by hate, grounds for assault, strapped for cash, and view of innocence. Okay. Jeez.
Yeah. So, see those guys? That's Pigsy. Called that for obvious reasons. Yeah.
I was just going to say, wasn't that a pig?
It was a guy wearing a giant pig head on his head and shoulders.
Oh, good God.
And that's the first thing you saw in the game. So, the goons... Oh, be prepared. We're about to get voiceover from a famous actor. Not this guy. In a second. So, fun fact, the Cerberus goons there, the paramilitary guys who were feeding him, all of their motion capture, you know who that was done by?
No.
John Bernthal of The Walking Dead and Daredevil fame. And what was that Mob City show that Frank Darabont did?
Oh, frig. Oh,
Yeah.
what was that?
Yeah, what was that called?
With Darabont.
Yeah, Frank Darabont, and he was the star of that too. He was the guy doing the motion capture work for the goons in this. All right, check it out.
Okay, so he's got, what, a machete in his hand?
Yeah, but prepare to be delighted by... Where's the audio? Oh, crap, I just realized, my bad, I already started this with this save file, so he's not playing the audio, or something even more sinister might be happening.
I might have messed up your Xbox
No,
One.
no, it's not the Xbox One. I'm playing with a different controller than I was playing previously.
Oh, no.
And this one might think it has a microphone plugged into it. And if it has a microphone plugged into it, you can't hear Brian Cox's voice.
Oh, that's
terrible. I know.
That's terrible. Come on.
No, and I'll fix it if I can. If I have to.
Oh, here. I hear something.
Yeah, that is the goon we're trying to kill. Oh, whoops. He saw me. It's okay. I'm in the shadows. So, here's the premise of the game. You are playing as James Earl Cash, a guy who was just executed on death row. Only the execution was a fake. And famous director William Starkweather, voiced by original... I know.
Jeez. Okay.
Voiced by original Hannibal Lecter. Wait, here it comes. This is what the game is about.
Oh, good.
Wait.
Jeez. I know I shouldn't laugh.
No, it's appropriate. It's appropriate. You can laugh all you want.
Oh, Lord.
I know. Who has brought you to Carcer City. I like to think of it as Carcer City, Indiana, because it's a dead Rust Belt town that looks like Gary, Indiana. They never tell you where it is, of course. This is made by Scottish people. And what he has done is he has set up a playground.
Gary, Indiana.
That is... No, don't start singing or this is going to get copyright checked.
No. We're allowed 15 seconds.
No, we are not. It's YouTube. We are not allowed 15 seconds. YouTube, you sing 3 bars of something, and the person who owns that thing will say they own your video.
Okay, so then I will not sing.
No, do not sing. All right, so he has brought you to this place to be the star of a snuff film. He has created Fields of Doom and many challenges, populated by hunters who are being paid to brutally murder you. And it is your job to brutally murder them.
Them instead.
Yeah,
Okay.
I seem to be stuck in the wall.
Now the other guys are mercenaries,
That's new.
essentially.
I think we can all see me being stuck in that wall.
Oh wow.
All right, so we're gonna quit.
Oh, that's too bad.
We're gonna switch controllers. We're gonna start the scene over. I am really sorry about that, folks, but I have no idea how I ended up stuck in a wall. I have never seen a glitch like that in Manhunt before.
Well, then that's that new controller, maybe.
Well, I think the controller might be the audio thing, but it's unlikely it could cause a game glitch. But who the heck knows?
Well, you could send it back to...
No, I can just take it back next door. I just bought it next door.
Okay.
But if it's just the audio that's creating a problem in it, we're not going to really have a justification for returning it. Because, obviously, I was not promised that it would work with microphone headset stuff. So. Listen!
There it is!
You're going to have to tool up if you're going to make it. Take it slow and see what you can take from these guys.
Oh my God, it reminds me of the 50s. Some of those early 50s gangster... No, the 20s and the 30s gangster movies.
He's doing that kind of voice, yeah.
Yeah, the sort of the C-level movies.
C-level?
Not even B-level movies.
Yeah.
There were a whole stack of C movies,
Just
right?
nasty movies.
Well, they were kind of nasties, but they were also about, like war... No, they were mostly about gangs, right? The criminal gangs, the mafia, and the...
People doing gang wars.
And so they were killing one another. They shot one another. But, of course, the special effects weren't...
They were terrible.
But...
Yeah, but I mean, it's prurient entertainment.
I said the 50s because I think most of the time I watched that
stuff
in the 60s.
You saw me cut a man's head off with a piece of razor wire.
Yes, I saw
You've already
that.
seen that. So let's do something different this time. So every weapon in the game has 3 levels of quote-unquote execution you can do. This would be level 2 of the barbed wire.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see.
Yeah, and what we're doing is we're cutting to the video camera footage of the kills that Starkweather is editing together into a snuff film to sell in Asia.
Well, it's all on VCR, too.
Oh, yeah. That's
beta.
The weird... Probably beta if he's a professional.
Probably beta, looking at this.
If he's a professional, he would be shooting in beta.
Yeah.
Oh! He saw me.
Mon Dieu?
I eyeballed you.
Oh.
So, no, he did
my
not...
hearing is going.
He is not speaking in French. Okay. And then...
Oh, he cut the machete. Oh.
Yeah, it's a little hard to watch.
Even though they're cartoon characters, it's just like
it doesn't make it easy to watch. And so this game,
Look at the mouse,
I kind of
the
tell
rat.
the story every time I do one of these.
Yeah.
This game,
Okay, yeah.
Is created by the same people who make Grand Theft Auto.
Well, yeah. Are we surprised?
It's created by the same people who make Grand Theft Auto. Basically, the story is, and this is just a rough approximation, Grand Theft Auto took forever to make. And while they were making it, some guys who worked there had another idea. And that idea was Manhunt. And so Grand Theft Auto 3 sold really well, and as a consequence, they had the budget to, while they were making Grand Theft Auto Vice City... What's that?
Nothing, go on.
No, we're hiding in shadows.
Is that quiet? We're that quiet?
Yep. Oh! Fun story.
Go on.
And see, Brian Cox is encouraging us to brutally murder people.
Yes, I hear that.
Yeah, it's great. So anyway, they had some extra budget, and they had a lot of extra time. So while they were working on Grand Theft Auto Vice City, an additional team was making this game at the same time, using the Grand Theft Auto engine. And that's why on the PlayStation 2, it actually looks like Grand Theft Auto with slightly more detailed characters. And on the original PS2 version, it even had the terrible camera of Grand Theft Auto 3, which is why this on PS2 is a much less playable game. This on PS3, now check this out. Okay, he heard that, but then he's going to see what it was, and he understandably freaks out, because he just found a severed head. No! Waited too long. If they see you, they get to start fighting you. I was trying to do a... Yeah, no, of course.
Hey, come on.
Don't expect them to just accept their death.
Nowhere left to run. We gotta go in there as a platoon and drag that snail out of his shell.
I love these guys.
Jeez. Wow, there he is.
Yeah.
Oh, done.
He's, I made his friend watch that. Because I'm a terrible human being. I know. It's rough, isn't it? We can stop anytime you want. Don't worry. Like,
hey, no. Hey.
I'm
hey.
not going to make you sit through the whole thing. Like, anytime you want to stop.
Slaughterhouse?
Yeah, Slaughterhouse. Splatterhouse.
I always call it Slaughterhouse.
Well, it's a more natural title, but I think the term Slaughterhouse would not be copyright protectable. So that's probably why they went with Splatterhouse. Because you would have a hard time.
Has anybody else brought it up in doing one of these things?
No, most people don't know about Splatterhouse.
Well, yes. I mean,
It is not
I
a
lived
popular
through. I
game.
lived through Splatterhouse when you
take
guys
this.
were young. I mean,
I know. Yeah, Splatterhouse was quite a game, and that one. Jesus.
Oh, but this is like watching horror movies. You
It
know,
is.
It's just,
I mean, it's no different than watching a horror movie.
Come on.
Yeah.
No,
But
it's not real.
no.
And, oh God.
So yeah, the idea is you're starring in a snuff film, and that's the whole game. Like you are. Oh wait.
Where are we going?
I don't actually know that I need to save anymore because I've beaten the whole game and I can load any level I want. So
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna stop saving after
There are
this.
some doors over the other side of this location that will get your sorry hide out
I
of
love you so much, Brian Cox. He's so good at this. I consider it one of the best video game audio performances.
I tell you, this is like sea-level noir from the 30s.
Yeah, with its griminess and its brutality.
I really, really, really is. Oh, he threw out another head. Hey, come on.
Yep. All right, let's see if we can get the level 2 kill this time. Here it is.
Oh!
Oh. Oh,
Well,
God.
if nothing else, I mean, all the blood on the camera lens.
I
Right?
know. Well, an interesting
At
thing
least
about...
that makes it that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing about the machete, and I can't believe I'm about to say this is interesting, but bear with me, is that with the other weapons, there's supposed to be a... Oh, why can I not... That's weird. I'm trying to... I love these voices. I'm trying to get... is there a place I can hide around here? Oh, there it is.
Oh yeah, the first time I saw a machete.
Yeah. Interesting thing about this and the oh, he's whistling. You'll notice that when he whistles, he shows up on your radar.
Oh really?
Yeah. He saw me.
But other than that, he doesn't.
No. They only show up on your radar because it's representing your hearing if they're making a noise. So the theory is that the different levels of machete of killing are supposed to be
Just close my eyes.
different brutality.
I'm not playing the game.
Different amounts of brutality, but with the machete, every single one is cripple the guy and then cut his head off. So I don't think there's any real visual difference between the things I'm doing to these guys.
I don't think so.
All right. Now you throw a... Oh, is he not coming to look for me? Some of them will guard an area more jealously.
Yeah. I said bird.
Yep. Oh, not to... Yeah, he saw me. Not to put too fine a point on it.
Don't you?
He will taunt you if you're doing bad at the game. Fun fact, well, not that fun. If you walk away for a while and come back, who sees me? Birds will come and start eating the corpses.
Jeez.
It's not a good town.
Okay, so
Yeah, so this is Manhunt. Thoughts, reactions?
well, so far I know I want to watch the whole thing. It's what I want to do. I mean, come on. Got to see how this ends. But except that, of course, it's not going to end. It's like Grand Theft Auto.
Well, no. I mean, Grand Theft Auto is a broad open world game. This is 100% narrative. So there's a beginning, a middle, and an end to it.
Yeah, but the bad guys aren't going to get it in the end.
I'm not going to tell you the ending.
Oh, I see. So now I have to watch it through.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's why I'm putting these videos up here.
It's like a maestro.
Those are my thoughts so far. As I said,
It's
Splatterhouse. That
Splatterhouse
was
is
worse.
a very fun game. Well, yeah, and that's the big question. It's like, so this game was banned in Germany because they have very strict rules about video game violence in Germany.
Yeah, well,
For
makes sense. Obvious reasons.
For obvious reasons, it's Germany. They're very about that stuff. The weird part is,
Well, unless you're Rammstein. Frig.
I know, but
I mean,
no,
if-
they
yeah,
have.
come on,
They have issues with censorship, and Ramstein has had plenty of censorship issues.
Yeah, but I mean, there's
if you'll notice, he's actually got a human head clipped to his belt. See?
Yeah, well, that's so he can throw it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Like you'd think at some point some of these mercenaries are going to figure it out.
No.
Or are they really stupid?
Well, I mean, they're mercenaries who've been hired to kill a guy, to hide in a zoo in a dilapidated city and murder a guy. No, they're not, top of their class kinds of people.
No, but you think, aren't they interconnected with one another?
No, they don't have like
know
headsets or anything. No, they're all working together, but the way I internally rationalize it, and this isn't said explicitly in the game, but I think it's true, is that I feel like whoever actually kills this guy gets a huge cash bonus. So they have a motive to not work together.
Okay, so they're competing against one another. Yeah, okay.
That's something
That would make sense.
It actually makes sense given the kind of people they are. A fun fact about they didn't think it was going to get banned in Germany, obviously, because in the previous level, you're fighting a bunch of Nazis.
Yeah.
In a junkyard. And they have carefully altered all of their swastikas to not be swastikas. They're like also they're in clearly white hate imagery, but no, they're not swastikas because then they could not sell it in Germany. Yeah, this guy's not going to leave his pen, so I'm just going to murder him the old-fashioned way with murder. Ow!
Well,
he gives as good as he gets, and apparently it thinks I unplugged my controller. Now you know why I had to replace this controller.
Okay, but now you're replacing it with a controller that...
No. It'll, if you unplug it and plug it back in, it figures it out, but this controller is buggy as hell, but the new controller thinks it has a microphone plugged in, so we won't hear Brian Cox, so it's 6 of one, half dozen of another.
Yeah, what are we going to do?
There's a downside either way, but most games you don't have... In fact, this is the only game I think they ever made where the problem we're having is Xbox controllers have a microphone jack in the bottom. Right? So you put on the microphone and headset, and when you have the microphone and headset on, you can make sound to attract their attention, and Brian Cox will speak on your headset instead of through the television. But if you unplug the microphone, it comes through the normal speakers. And that's what's happening now. It's just coming through the normal speakers.
I can figure that. Okay.
What are you confused by?
No, nothing really.
Oh, hell, that
I'm just trying to figure out whether...
cash. They're making it up as they go along, I swear.
Well, of course they are, Brian. Come on.
They're the worst. Yeah.
What did you think? You hired second-rate mercenaries.
Yeah.
These aren't
guys who are 100% down with chopping up strangers in a zoo.
For some money.
For some cash.
Hey.
Yeah. Interestingly, we are never given any background on Cash, who he is, where he's from, why he was on death row.
And why he's willing to do this.
Oh, he's not willing. These guys will hack him to death with machetes if he doesn't fight them. Like, it's not like he filled out a form.
Okay, did he get kidnapped? Okay.
Yeah, he got kidnapped from death row.
I see. Okay, I somehow or another missed that.
No, they faked his execution and kidnapped him and brought him here, and now he has no choice but to take part, or he will be killed. I've already played this level once in a Manhunt'n project, but I wanted to do it again because I honestly wanted to hear your reactions to the machete deaths, and it was worth it. And now I'm going to get your one more reaction, and then we'll skip to the next level, which hasn't been covered on the Manhunt'n project yet.
Well, I tell you.
Yeah, it's something
else.
Well,
I have to admit, I mean, the first time I saw a machete was when I was in Mexico.
Yeah, and they're pretty scary.
Well, the guy was just using it to cut open a coconut, and...
It's a big, scary knife. You don't have to deny that. Like, you don't have to downplay it.
But you sort of sit there and go,
All right, so...
But he was a nice Mexican at the side of the road. Driving through, in the days before the gang warlords.
Oh, yeah. This
one
is the
could drive
70s,
into Mexico.
So you
yeah,
could
it was
just
the 70s.
drive there and you didn't have to worry about drug kingpins trying to...
Murder you and steal your
for,
car.
Yeah, which... It's bad down there now.
I know.
You were going to... This probably isn't where you're going, but it's the name of a place I like to say most. Oaxaca.
See, I should have done more PT.
All right. All right, here he comes. Are you ready for this? You may think you're ready, but are you ready?
Well, we'll find out, won't we? So...
Psst.
Shame
Holy shit!
Will somebody punch this guy?
I'm so sorry.
Yep, that must be it. You're too dumb to
Oh my god! I'm so glad I did this with you.
Oh my god!
You know, I may make a video that is just people reacting to the Manhunt headshots for the first time. The first time they see them. Because that was priceless, and I really appreciate that.
I didn't.
How could you possibly expect that? Well,
I'm gonna laugh so hard it hurts.
it's shocking, isn't
See,
it?
this is obviously how come you became so enamored of horror and all this.
Well, I was already enamored of horror by the time I played this. Ah,
Well, no, but
Here
I
we go.
mean before, right?
exactly
Brian Cox.
quite right. It's just that I thought it would be nice to have a surprise
Oh, no.
reunion.
Yep.
But these
No.
war dogs didn't see it my way, and they've taken matters into their own hands. They're using them as bait, Cash. Bait. I know. I can hardly believe it myself. Each time they spot you, these war dogs are going to execute one of your beloved family.
Yep. Manhunt. Manhunt. Yeah, this is the way they've decided to take it. Yeah, it's shocking.
No, I'm just, it's like,
And these are tropes you'll see in other fiction, but
yeah.
what doesn't happen in other fiction is, and should I let myself get spotted so you can see what happens, or do you just want to be nice and try to save people? I mean, I can just tell you what happens if you don't think you're up for it.
What do you mean, if you get spotted?
Yeah.
Oh, no, get spotted. Let me watch it.
Okay. Remember you asked for that. I just jammed a crowbar into the back of someone's neck, just FYI.
Yeah.
In case you're wondering what that was. We'll, instead of getting
now
a
you're
machete,
gonna
we'll do
die.
some Oh, no, I'm not going to die. I'm just going to get spotted.
Oh.
And you're going to see the cutscene that plays.
Oh man, he's toast.
Yep. There are no second chances. There are no hesitation. Just a person getting their head blown off.
Well, why?
You asked for that.
No, I'm not saying that. But okay, why did the war dog...
If he sees you, he kills your family member. That's
Oh,
the rule that has been established.
Somehow or another.
Now
I
my
missed
second favorite execution in the entire game.
that. Uh-huh. Ooh, the crowbar.
Right into the neck. Yeah. I'll try and show you the level 3 as well, because it is also quite boss. I just said boss. I'm not a good person. Yep.
So whoever that is.
The family member.
Well, yeah.
How many
The
times do you
sister,
need
the
to be
wife.
explained?
No, I knew it
No,
was
no.
a family member.
Yeah, but we don't know.
The
who.
wife, the sister.
Well, that was a dude, so probably not a wife
No?
or a sister.
Are you
That
sure?
was a guy. I am sure that was a guy, yes.
Okay.
There is also... You saw a woman in the cutscene, and there is a woman next.
And I just saw the eye doctor, so there's nothing wrong with my eyes.
No,
Well, I
not
guess
at all.
the head off was cut. The head was blown off so fast that I didn't realize.
Yeah, who it was.
Because there's no difference really in the clothes, I guess.
There is.
No,
The guys
color.
are shirtless, and the women have shirts on.
Well, of course.
Fly in the wire.
All right, here we go. Gonna try to get a level 3. If we can't, we're not gonna worry about it.
I think we're
1, 2, 3. Here it comes.
Oh.
Oh! Yeah, the crowbars are pretty brutal.
Cash, let's get some clarity to the proceedings, okay? I need executions in quick succession.
He doesn't want me dawdling.
Spotty bastard.
Come and get me. Then lose your head.
Well, yeah, except that if I let him see me,
Yeah, I
which
know.
is the fastest way to kill all these people, then one of my family members dies.
Yep.
That's not good.
Another ghost contact. Ooh, I get a little beat on you. When
I also have a
turn,
dart
I
rifle
want
that can
you to
tranquilize
light the
guys.
ringworm up.
And there's the crowbar for the next time.
I can get the crowbar back if you want. If you've been enjoying the
know.
crowbar kills more, that's up to you.
Oh, what's he got back? A knife?
I got a crowbar, a machete, and a rifle. I'll show you what the rifle does.
Well, blow somebody's head off, right?
No, it's a trank rifle.
Oh, okay.
So what you do is you
Trank
throw
him
the
first?
you throw the headset. You throw the head to get somebody to come out, and you got to make sure there's only one guy. Obviously, you take the trank rifle. Really, you're not going to be checking on that severed head I just threw over there? That's going to be just to you. Wow, these guys have strange priorities. That's right. It's a severed head. Look at it, you jerk. So you trank him, and he stands there dazed and confused.
And then you kill
You
him.
walk up behind him.
And you...
He's embroidered the number 8 on his chest because that's how many people he's killed.
Oh, man, you're
I figured that,
these
yeah.
chumps like a maestro.
Yeah, that is the kind of people we're dealing with in this game. You needn't feel bad for anyone who dies in the game Manhunt. In fact, and this is the argument I will make.
Well, we're hoping that Brian Cox gets killed in the end.
Well, I'm not going to tell you. But,
No, I know you're not.
You understand how narrative works. You wouldn't be surprised were he to die at the end of the game.
No, this is, Cash has had enough.
Yeah.
Enough. You've made me kill all of these people.
And his family members are getting murdered now. And...
No,
All right, here we go.
I've had it.
No positive ideas yet.
You heard the sound.
We got ourselves a kill zone here. I need to buddy up with someone. Boys, keep it
Aw,
tight. He's
But all your
picking us
friends are
off.
dead. And now so are you.
Okay, yeah. So,
And I just love the timing of he's picking us off and he's starting to say one by one, and then he gets stabbed in the back of the neck with a crowbar.
oh yeah, but Brian
called
Cox.
timing.
Brian Cox is making making it very difficult for these mercenaries to actually.
Get their job done, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if they actually came together and got the job done.
Yeah, no, they would have quite an advantage. But these, again, they're not high quality people.
Doesn't
They're not
fit
the
with
kind
the
of people
narrative.
who.
Doesn't fit with the narrative.
Well,
Come on.
also game design is a big part of that.
I know.
You want it to be playable. And this is a very early and fairly primitive stealth game, so
Yeah.
we need all the advantages we can get. He heard me. Oh wait, is he over there? No, he's not over there. Yeah, the arrow circle means he's outside of the edge of the radar. Arrow means he's on your level. Sorry, pointing.
There he is. I see him.
Chevron is the word I was looking for. Chevron means he's on the same level as you. Up arrow means higher. Down arrow means lower. Oh crap! His friend is coming too. I was hoping to execute him, but obviously they're going to make this.
You don't have a
difficult for
gun,
us.
do you?
I do, but I only have the trank rifle.
No,
and it's
that's
hard
what
to
I
trank
mean. You don't
both
have a
people.
real gun.
No, I could have taken one of their guns earlier, but, and this is going to sound horrible, and what it says about me is not good. The handgun can't take people's heads off. So what would be the point of shooting people?
Well, you don't want a handgun. You want a
No,
rifle.
You want a rifle.
Hey,
the only things in the game that cuts off heads are shotguns and sniper rifles. Now, that being said, there are parts of the game that are just shooter levels. Oh, crap, he saw me.
Really?
It's okay, it's not the guy with the gun, so he's not going to murder the family member. It's only the gun guys who murder the family member. But yeah, if I got all the family members killed while I'm trying to demo the game, that is going to be very embarrassing.
Yeah, well, how many
There are
family
3
members
family
are there?
members. Yeah.
3. So
So we've
one's
already
down.
lost 1.
Yeah.
That's already not great.
I would assume you've played this and not.
You know, interestingly, I will... Oh, no, there he goes.
2 of them.
Oh,
Oh.
crap. Oh, I am bad at this game.
Oh, now I see. Now I see why I shouldn't have thought the other one was a girl.
Yeah,
Never
yeah.
mind. Yeah.
All right, well, this is going poorly.
Yeah. No kidding. You got 1 family member left now.
Oh, no, 2 members left. Sorry, I miscounted. All right,
Oh,
so...
you have 4 family members?
I have 4 family members, yes. So, about things. So, should we just continue with the game, or should we go back and murder those 2 guys? Do we want to let them get away with killing the family members, what I'm saying?
Well, it's a revenge thing. Do you think you
That's
can
what I'm
take them
saying.
down?
Oh, no, I can
are
take
there
them
only
down.
2 of them left?
There's only 2 of them. There's only 2 guys. There were only ever 2 guys.
Well, at least you'd have a reason for killing them.
Well, I always have a reason.
Well, yeah, but
Self-preservation is a reason.
Well, I guess so.
Is self-preservation not a reason for murder now? Like, has that changed? So what you do is you trank him in the head, and here's what happened.
He ran into those shadows.
Oops, there's another one.
Yep.
Well, yeah, you might as well take him out.
Oh yeah, and then when they're on the ground,
That'll make Brian Cox so
on
happy.
the ground, you can just break their necks. And now you'll see what it's like when I have a pistol. We'll go back to real weapons after I show you off the pistol, but yeah. So if there's one thing you know about me, is that I am not good at rescuing family members. See, there's family member 3. You don't have to laugh at my failure. I mean, you're free to, but you don't have to.
Stupid rats.
Yeah, you can step on them if you'd like. I don't like to, but you can. Is there a shadow around here? Yeah, rats are not great. Right. So let's make a noise. Come and see me, buddy.
Oh,
See,
there he
see how
comes.
well that goes
Yeah.
for you. Spoiler alert, it's not going to go well. But you're going to be disappointed when his head... Like, you were horrified by the exploding heads, but you're going to find yourself disappointed when you see one not exploding.
Just keep
See?
on adding to the body toll. Do your thing.
It's just
Well,
not
that's really...
satisfying.
It looked like it...
See, here's the problem. I have to go back and get a machete or I can't cut him loose.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you actually have to bring it... Oh, no, wait. I can also use broken glass. Is there a place where I can break glass around here? No. Anybody see any broken glass? Oh, here it is. Yeah, you can actually break a window, get a glass shard, and use that to cut him free. We finally saved a family member!
At least the tools are there.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, this is it's actually a very well-tuned game. They're very good at giving you what you need when you need it. Like, it's a game, and this is where we get into my controversial beliefs. One more family member.
Guess
Can
what
we-
you have to do to open the shark's mouth? Go rescue your family.
Brian Cox. You're the best.
And good heavens, who put that movement stuff with that female?
Yeah.
I tell you, you can't get away from it, can you?
No, you can't.
The sexualization of these
No.
of women.
And we're going to talk about that in a bit in the next level. But for right now, I got a question for you.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to make a statement. You tell me your thoughts. I know you never saw the game Bully. But that was a
No.
Grand Theft Auto set in a prep school in the 60s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, where you're
Did I
just
hear
a
about
tough
that?
kid. There was a lot of press about it, but of course the game is not as bad as the press suggests. It's weird because Grand Theft Auto games are characterized by two things. They tell crime stories, have brutal violence. Sorry, three things. Crime stories, brutal violence, and ridiculous sophomore juvenile humor that is completely clashing with the kind of serious crime stories they're trying to sell.
And great driving.
Well, yeah, obviously. But I'm talking about thematic stuff rather than gameplay stuff at the moment.
Okay.
But thank you. I know you enjoy the driving in Grand Theft Auto. But the point I'm getting at is, so Bully, in a weird way, is the correct setting for these guys' love of juvenile humor. Because it's actually set within a prep school. It's a game about teenagers in the 60s. So you can have all the juvenile humor and nonsense you want, and it actually works in the setting. Right?
Yeah.
Whereas Grand Theft Auto, it always clashes with the setting. Because they want to tell serious stories, but they also want lots
Now,
of
how
dirty
can he
jokes.
not see him?
I'm in the shadows. It's called a gameplay conceit. Now, to reward you for your playing along, I'm going to gouge out his eyes.
Oh.
Yeah, I knew you were going to close your eyes on that
Not
one.
unnecessary.
It wasn't necessary, but I did it anyway. All right, so...
Which is where you now get to this point. What was he on death row for? Because,
Oh, crap.
yes, he may be doing the saving.
Okay, that's it.
1 out of 4 ain't too bad, I suppose.
Oh, that's bad. Yep. So you may ask, who's the worst at rescuing his family? It's me.
I say
Been a
so.
while.
I'm going to murder all of these guys.
Well, I think it's hard when you're not concentrating. on
It's
it.
true. You're absolutely right. So anyway, the thing about
Bully.
Bully is it's open world like Grand Theft Auto, and plotty and dirty jokes and fun characters, all like Grand Theft Auto. But because the setting is a prep school in the 60s, it's more fitting.
That people would be that.
Yeah, like it makes more sense for the characters to be. Oh, I'm dying. This is going
Well.
very poorly. We've been drugged, is why the screen is doing that.
Everybody's
Good
been
night.
drugged?
No, just me. You get shot by a tranq rifle. They have tranq rifles too. Right? So the two games that are really off-model for Rockstar these days, right? Rockstar, when it was DMA Designs, made all sorts of games in all kinds of genres. But since Grand Theft Auto, they've been the Grand Theft Auto company. They also bought the rights to Max Payne and did one of the Max Payne games, which is nice. And I think it's probably the best Max Payne game. But it is just a third-person shooter, and it's on model for the guys who make Grand Theft Auto. You can see there's a lot of overlap between making a Grand Theft Auto game, making a Max Payne game. Like that doesn't seem crazy.
Well, you know, so I mean, there may be limitations to the game platform.
That's true. Oh no, that one they actually used someone else's. Oh no, wait, no, they used their shooting engine.
You know,
But what's really interesting, right, is from a creative standpoint, I would say the two games that are truly off-model for what they're doing are Bully and Manhunt. And I would argue that Bully and Manhunt are their two best games. And I argue that this game, and this is where you can feel free to interrogate my logic if you'd like. I think this game... Oh, God, with a corpse in the background. I didn't even notice that. Oh. Jesus.
Oh.
Yeah, it's rough. The point I was trying to get at before that happened was that Manhunt and this has a... And please don't call this out as being too pretentious. A purity of intent and execution. Like, it is so direct in what it wants to be and how it goes about being it that I respect it as an artistic endeavor more than I respect any Grand Theft Auto game. Because Grand Theft Auto games are always about throwing everything at the wall and seeing what hits. Whereas this game, and this is where we get into pretentious territory, and I apologize, so singularly knows what it wants to be, and so relentlessly pursues that objective that it wins me over.
I would say the developers watched Splatterhouse when they played Splatterhouse.
Oh, that
when
wouldn't
they were
surprise
children.
me.
Because, no, I mean, seriously, I know that's funny to say that, but it is, Splatterhouse was about one thing.
Yeah, it's that same kind of, like, directed gore.
Boom. Yeah.
Ah, damn it. Screwed up
now,
again.
you know.
Yeah. I loved Splatterhouse, as you
I
well
don't
know.
think it'd get made today.
Here's the interesting thing.
What about
They did make a Splatterhouse game a few years ago.
Oh, really?
They remade Splatterhouse. I will show you that one time, and you'll say, oh, huh. But I don't know why. Putting it in 3D made it less disgusting. And maybe it had to be toned down for modern audiences, who can say. Manhunt, for example, like you look at how brutal this game is, right? And it is really brutal. I'm not denying that. But conversely, I would say that as many as half, and maybe more, of the fatalities in a Mortal Kombat game are more gruesome than this.
Yeah.
Like, back... And
Well,
to be fair, you haven't seen a Mortal Kombat game since Mortal Kombat was, using live-action characters. Today, Mortal Kombats are much more obscene than they used to be.
Okay.
Like, there's literally... Like, so... Oh, I forgot to tell you. Jason is now in Mortal Kombat. Like, Jason.
Oh, really?
Like,
Okay.
legit Jason is in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
And there is a fatality. Someone is calling me on the phone, so... Sorry, where was I?
Geez, now I don't remember.
Jason.
You were talking about Jason.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
in the
there's,
new
like,
Mortal Kombat.
There's a new Mortal Kombat game, and you're seeing the horrible things I'm doing to people, right? And that's awful. In the new Mortal Kombat, like, Jason will... Or maybe the Predator does this. Predator's also in Mortal Kombat now.
Holy
and the Alien. That's right, you can Alien versus Predator in Mortal Kombat. That's what the world has come to. You responded in interesting way to that.
Hey, I can watch Alien versus Predator on Crave TV now.
I know. It's not hard to get, but here's what literally happens in that game.
In Mortal Kombat.
In Mortal Kombat. You will do a fatality where you swipe the machete down and cut off someone's face in front of their skull, and then it slides off, revealing brain and nasal cavities and blah, 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 blah.
It would never slide off.
No, of course it wouldn't. But that's actually from the movie. It was inspired by the movie, what is it? Christian Bale kills people to save a puppy. What's that movie called?
I don't know. I don't like Christian Bale.
That's okay.
Never did.
He's a weirdo. He's always been a weirdo.
He's around here someplace.
Dreadful Batman.
you know, I will forgive all of the excesses and all of the mistakes of that franchise because that's how much I love Bane. I think their Bane.
No, I can't forgive the Joker.
No,
I'm sorry,
the Joker
I
was
can't.
not good.
I cannot forget
Their terrible
Heath
Joker.
Ledger's Joker.
Yeah, it's a terrible Joker. You're absolutely right, and you gave up on the franchise after that.
I did.
You did not watch The Dark Knight Rises until just take the DVD from me.
Yeah, that's true.
You were not
forced
rushing
me
out
to
see
watch
it.
Bane,
And because Bane's amazing.
Yeah,
he is
it's
amazing.
True.
But anyway, level over. Oh, the guys are back.
But you know.
But anyway, so what I'm saying is like there's a Mortal Kombat level fatality where like a guy splits into two people, he grabs your two different legs, and the two guys just pull until the entire guy splits down the middle.
Oh god.
So what I'm saying is people tell me as I'm doing this project, they're like, you could never make Manhunt today. You're a fool for wanting a new Manhunt. Because the whole point of this Manhunt'n project is to get people aware of Manhunt again, get people excited for Manhunt again, and maybe we get a Manhunt remake.
See, what
on
I don't
modern
understand,
consoles.
why wouldn't they remake this and put this into 3D and the rest of it?
Yeah, the modern
given
consoles.
the garbage that's already out there and given the vicious stuff that's out there.
Yeah.
And it's not real. I'm sorry.
And more to the point, I would argue that this game has more artistic merit than Mortal Kombat.
Well, I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting it to look worse. Like this looks. That's the funny thing.
Because it's a few generations earlier.
No. But they could have done better. They could have made it look better, but they can't, like, visually.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be from the point of view of the director's camera.
Exactly.
So they've done a good job of that. I can't help but say that.
It's supposed to look low resolution by design.
Yeah.
Interestingly, a Kane and Lynch game would do the same thing later. A couple of years later, I think like 4 years later, 5 years later, there was a Kane and Lynch game that tried to look like it was all being filmed with a handheld camera to make it look gritty. I think inspired by Manhunt.
Ah.
Yeah. I also feel that the franchise The Purge was inspired by Manhunt, but that's my own opinion. I don't have anything to back that up.
No, I mean, I've seen other things like this, but I will tell you that 8mm will creep me out a million times more.
Okay. 8mm is a rough movie. It really is.
No, I mean, that's a million times worse than this.
Oh, yeah. So you grab
what's going on there, because there's reality based in that.
Yeah, and this is, but they're both about snuff films. They're both snuff film themed.
Yeah.
That one is just more going into the victims of snuff films. And this is, weirdly...
Well, there are no victims here, I'm sorry.
No. Cash is bad. The guy he's killing our work.
Brian Cox is bad. The director is bad. Everybody's just...
Do you want to hear the crazy part, though?
Jeez.
Brian Cox is supposed to be... first off, he's drawn... the character is drawn to look exactly like Orson Welles. And his backstory is...
my god! If Orson was doing this...
I know. Well, that's what they
can you imagine?
That's what they wanted. Like that. I mean, obviously he was long dead, but when they were making the game, they're like, "Oh my god, we need an Orson Welles type to be doing the voice."
Well, then why didn't they go get
Maurice LaMarche? I know they should have. I think Brian Cox is amazing in this role, but if they had gotten Maurice LaMarche to do it, and if they were doing a remake and Brian Cox didn't want to do it, and they got Maurice LaMarche, how perfect would that be?
Well, Maurice is still alive?
Of course. Yeah, the brain of Pinky and the Brain is still alive. He's not an old guy. He was born in the...
No, he'd be perfect.
Yeah, he would be perfect. So he's drawn to look exactly like Orson Welles, and in a little nod to, John Landis?
Okay.
The idea is that the character...
John Landis?
I know, but no. And I mean, you laugh, but it's about to get sad. The idea is the character was run out of Hollywood when a stunt went wrong on one of his movies because of carelessness and a bunch of people died. And he was ran out of Hollywood. He's super bitter. He started making snuff films. That's the backstory of this game.
And he makes violent snuff films instead of violent sexual snuff films.
Yeah, exactly. They're just violence. And that's the thing. This game does not feature Yeah, there was a bikini. There was a woman in underwear and a t-shirt.
Yeah,
but
and a woman in a bikini.
Or
her bra and a t-shirt.
Bra and a t-shirt. So this game, for all of its awfulness, largely does not sexualize violence. And
what was that? A clown?
It was a guy wearing a baby mask.
A baby mask?
A baby mask. I know. I'll try and get a better look. Have you get a better look at the next one. skull mask and
Okay.
baby mask. See it?
Uh,
You can only kind of see it, right? Yeah. Yeah, we got killed. Now, for all of its sins and for as awful it is, it does not sexualize violence. And I think the main reason that Manhunt 2... Baby mask. I'll let you get a better look at it. See? Baby mask.
Oh.
I know, it's disgusting. I think the reason Manhunt 2 was censored and largely not released is because it did feature sexualized violence. It did go all the way with it in a way this game does not. And I'm going to point out how much this game doesn't sexualize violence, and I'll show you why in a second. Actually, about 3 minutes from now, I'll be able to make an argument about that, but it's going to be 3 minutes from now. Good night.
no, but
I'm
it's
enjoying this too much.
like it's fascinating to watch something like this, which is just. But it's okay. I'll
put
have to
together some
think
thoughts.
some.
Yeah,
No,
seriously.
yeah, I have to.
Well,
put
no, I will
together.
have you back, because in addition to these Manhunt'n Project vodcasts, I'm going to be doing a podcast where I just bring people on to have conversations about Manhunt. People who like it, people who dislike it, people who have just seen it for the first time in one of these things. Again, the whole point of this is to bring Manhunt to a wider audience and start conversations about Manhunt. So seriously, I don't need all of your thoughts on this today. You can take your time, think about what it means to you, and then we will come back and we
What
will
it
reassess.
means to me.
Well, no.
What I think
You're
about
saying,
it, yeah.
yes, what it means to you. It's not that ridiculous a thing to say. I'm honestly trying to say, what do you think it has artistic merit? Do you think there's some reason for this? Or is it just brutality for brutality's sake? And you're going to watch the other videos and you're going to see the story that's being told. He's making crying sounds.
Yeah.
Because he's a terrifying baby man.
Oh,
And now he's going to lose his
look
head.
at that. Now I can see it's a baby. He's got a shotgun now.
Yeah.
A real one.
I won't be able to. There are no baseball bats in any of these levels, so I will not be able to show you the signature death of Manhunt. I can tell you, the signature death of Manhunt is you choke a guy with a baseball bat until he's stunned. You let him drop to his knees, and then you hit him with the baseball bat so hard that his head explodes.
But you know, this is like, okay,
Oh, Jesus.
to me, this. Oh, what was I going to say? This to me is like watching Terminator.
Yeah.
Like I always say, Terminator is the movie. Whenever I really
It's
want
pretty
to,
violent.
whenever I really want to just punch walls,
You
shoot
always
somebody,
go to Terminator.
or you know, just because it's so freaking cathartic.
Yeah, it's visceral.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, it is. And when she sits there and says, "Die, motherfucker,"
Yeah.
there is nothing better.
Yeah.
And the scares are really great. But
Oh, yeah. No, Terminator's a wonderful movie.
Terminator still, that original Terminator is my go-to.
Yeah.
But in that sense, that's what this would do. But this is just a move from, you know, the James Bond shooter thingies.
Yeah, your
know?
golden eyes,
Duck
your
hunt.
first-person shooters, your duck hunts, your shooting games.
Yeah, you know, I mean,
not such a
essentially-
departure.
No, it's not a big
Oh, we're
departure.
gonna see if we can get him to fall off the platform. Damn it! If you,
You
do
know,
it just
so
right,
be-
he'll fall off the platform. But
So you
it's hard
become
to
a
do.
shooting. So it becomes a shooting gallery game in some
Yeah.
ways.
Honestly, a lot of the
It's just
game is a
pretty
shooting game.
violent in the beginning, like when you start to watch.
Yeah, there are a lot of shooting levels in the game, and
Okay.
oh, that was bad. And obviously
Game
they are not
design's
what.
not bad. No, I'm watching this thing in terms of what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Design's not bad.
It's just dark.
Yeah, there are lots of shooting levels, and they are not what the game is remembered for. And I think in a
Well,
in a
what's
new version, they would like tune these. They would have less shooting
I like
sequences,
that wallpaper.
and then tune them a little better. Yes, he fell.
Okay, so why do
Yes,
people?
look,
Yeah, I
that's
saw
the
it.
falling.
I
No,
saw
it's the
it.
weird
Yeah,
thing he
look at
does.
it.
They don't know how to. They never programmed in how fast you're supposed to fall because there's no place you're supposed
Well,
to be able
maybe
to
gravity
fall in the game.
doesn't work in that particular, in that little particular
weird
square of the
singularity area,
world, right? There's no gravity.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I just want to point out that there is the people who make Grand Theft Auto
What?
on Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
They made what could be, what do you call it? Conservatively referred to as all of the money in the world.
Yeah.
On Grand Theft Auto 5. It has sold like 50 million copies.
Yeah.
Try to wrap your head around that when you realize each one of those copies cost $70.
Yeah.
That's $3.5 billion of raw profit. Now, obviously, they only get a percentage of that because it's sold at retail, and there are development costs and publisher, blah, 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 blah. But the point is, these guys have all of the money in the world.
Yeah,
and you know what they're doing next? They're doing Red Dead Redemption 2.
Okay.
Red Dead Revolver was the first one. Red Dead Redemption is the second one, and there's another. So it's a Western. Oh, Jesus. I didn't even look. I was looking at you. So they're doing another Western, and that is guaranteed to sell another 15 million copies. So they have all of the money in the world. They could throw a few $1 million at a remake of Manhunt just to make the artistic statement, but there has to be a fan base who wants it, and there has to be a critical framework in place to appreciate it, where people aren't just going to say, this is an abomination. Because...
Well, why do people, like...
Okay, watch this.
You must understand, Cash. I could never have let him go.
Oh, no. Oh.
Yep, they kill all the family members.
Facing your final moments in the chamber.
No matter what you do. No matter how many of them you save.
Left your old life, your old self behind.
Oh.
I'm all the family you need.
It's rough. It's very rough.
Crazy guy.
Yeah.
Crazy guy. Yeah, I mean, the director is completely
He's a monster.
crazy. He's a total monster.
Yeah.
And we need isn't this no? Here's this is where my mind goes. Right, all of a sudden I'm going, okay, so here we've got this crazy guy. He's doing all of this, right? And so we've got this whole movie going on around looking for cash.
Yeah.
Right, you could build a whole movie around Manhunt about this particular game. Right?
I have long wanted to make a Manhunt film. I mean, director I know who will not be named, because, again, we're not using people's real names in this.
No.
I guarantee he would not appreciate it. He would be 100% down if we could get the rights to make a Manhunt game with me. 100%.
A Manhunt game or a Manhunt movie?
Sorry, Manhunt movie with me.
Well, yes, and that shall not be named.
But I guarantee, like, once he told me, because I wrote him a script once for a Manhunt short film to promote and try and see where a movie would be worthwhile, and he's like, you know, it would cost, if we had $30,000 today, we should make this short film. Like, he was excited about it because it's an exciting prospect. We have the sickle now, which is a brutal weapon, but we're not going to keep playing the game now. We're going to wrap it up now.
I don't know. We could watch this thing and talk about it forever.
Forever,
because,
I know.
No, because
we can come back and do another one of these later. Because you don't understand. After Manhunt,
I'll be back in July.
That's what I'm saying. After I'm done the Manhunt'n project, there's a whole other game, Manhunt 2, and for that I'll be doing. And this is what the Night Dog gave me. You ready for this? Because I was out of puns. The Manhunt'n Project 2, the Full of Death, experiment. He's better at puns than I am, is the point.
Yes,
but that's no. You're going to come back from Manhunt 2, and you're going to take part in a Manhunt podcast, you know, because there's a lot to unpack in this.
Well, there's a lot to sort of think about, particularly with the wider audience and like who gets upset by this. Because I was watching some of this, and I'm going, okay, I got a grandson, you got a nephew.
Yeah.
We should do one with him. And then I'm going, his parents would kill us.
Kill you, yeah. No, we're not having him fight.
But this is a child, and I'm assuming none of them ever listen to this.
Hopefully.
Yeah, but they have a child who actually, you know, he's supposed to be playing the Grand Theft Auto for...
He got the Grand Theft Auto 3DS, right?
No, for children. Like it's supposed to be, it's a shorter version of it and the rest of it.
You will explain this to me later. Right now, let's just focus on Manhunt.
Mind.
But I'm just saying,
this is Manhunt. No, but this is Manhunt. He'd be killing himself laughing at this.
I mean, he's what, 12 years old?
No.
10 years old?
He'll be 10.
Okay, he'll be 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
This year.
It's bad that I don't know my nephew's age. You can all judge me for that. He's 10 years old, so yeah, I'd say that's a little too young for Manhunt. But I want to point out, how old was I? I was frigging when I was 11 years old when I got Splatterhouse.
Were you that old?
Grade 5. Yeah, grade 5, Splatterhouse.
Okay.
Yeah, 11 years old.
Yeah.
And, you know, I had played the Friday the 13th game when I was 10.
Well, no, when I think back to some of those, well, yeah, but you remember
it's a
there.
Nintendo game. It wasn't brutal like Splatterhouse was.
No, but Splatterhouse was weird because it was just out of the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
But when I think of a lot of those games that we played back then, like there was all the space ones and the aliens and the Omega because we were. But,
yeah, you know, the old wire vector graphics. That's what it's called. The old vector graphics games we loved.
Yeah, you know,
like Tempest and Omega Race and things like that.
So there was nothing
Major
much,
Havoc.
but the basic shooter games, right?
Yeah.
With James Bond.
Yeah, we got the early James Bond game. We got Technocop was pretty brutal. Remember Technocop for the Amiga? Guys would explode when you shot them. That was pretty violent. The RoboCop game, it wasn't super violent, but
for the damned, and it's telling me.
But we watched
you're
RoboCop.
we watched RoboCop when I was too young to see RoboCop.
Well, I mean, no, but that was
Borderline.
easy. I don't know about that because that was probably, you say, too young.
No, but you could be
But-
11 and watch RoboCop.
Not
Here
Terminator.
it comes. No, not Terminator.
Terminator was way.
Oh!
We definitely didn't we taped
No,
it
you taped
and
it,
waited
we didn't see
until
that
you
for
guys
years.
were older and said, okay, now you can
I need
watch it.
executions in quick succession.
And you both had, well,
All
that
right.
was the same thing with Sid and Nancy.
All right, so now we've reached the end of the Manhunt'n project, episode 3. There was an episode 3 with Night Dog, but there was a glitch, and we lost all
really?
of
Yeah.
it. It was very frustrating. So I'm
Okay.
going to have the Night Dog back on for another one of these, but he won't be surprised this time. All right, but here's the final question that I ask everybody upon wrapping up Manhunt.
Okay.
All right. Now that you've seen Manhunt, that I've explained to you what it is, that you get the oh wait, what?
With a
Wait,
sickle.
I know we have a sickle.
No,
now
I'm
that you
watching it
understand
spin.
the,
Oh.
I know, right?
Got one in my
now that
backyard.
you have a sense of the gestalt
Yeah.
of Manhunt, I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
Does it change your opinion of me that I consider this to be in my top 5 favorite video games of all time?
Bedazzled Crone
Yeah.
is the mother of the Count.
Yeah. Well, no, HOGuru, Hidden Object Guru.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's
Hidden
okay.
Object Guru.
We all make mistakes.
Same difference. No, not
That's
same
not
difference.
helpful, but
Sorry,
what you're doing
never
right
mind. You can cut it. Yeah. you can-
Judgment.
But my judgment, no.
No, doesn't hurt.
Well,
'Cause it's, for me,
no.
You get it. You understand what it is. And
Yeah, it makes me wonder sometimes about.
but I just want to point out, number 1, Deadly Premonition. Number 2, Spelunky. Number 3,
Jeez,
I love
Spelunky.
Spelunky. I will never stop loving
Okay,
Spelunky.
number 3.
Number 3, there's some, vacillation, but probably Manhunt. I know, it's shocking.
Well,
Then I'd go Zelda and my old Sierra games, but I would have a hard time picking
A Sierra game.
which Sierra game was my favorite.
that was a pity when Sierra just kind of.
Disappeared, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they made such
Changing
great
market.
games.
It is a changing marketplace, and they weren't well suited to deal with it. But now, Telltale's back making good adventure games, so who knows? All right,
Well,
so
yeah.
any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
No, I'm just looking at this. No, I'm still thinking about your last question. Does it change my opinion of you?
I don't-
Not particularly.
Not particularly.
Get that
You know I've seen the Friday the 13th movies 300 times each. This isn't
Well,
this
no.
isn't so much
well,
worse.
Well, and there's no, and there's not. I mean, I'm not a big horror
Person. But
necessarily, except I watch a lot more games. Oh, look at that!
you
No,
have to
come on,
keep
you're
a
not gonna
hobo
kill
alive.
him.
No, you have to keep him alive.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Well, that's not going to happen. I've
Oh.
now gotten at least that much on this game.
No, honestly, I think that this game, and I'm not going to say it cops out, but strangely, you spend the whole level trying to get the hobo to the end of the level. And you would think, given the game's mindset,
Yeah.
at the end of the level, they would say, okay, now if you want to open the last door, kill the hobo.
Yeah.
But they don't.
You mean
Yeah.
they've got a line?
I know. They've got a line. Well, and here's the other line I want
The
your thoughts
hobo
on.
is the line.
Here's the other line I want your thoughts on. Okay, so you can save all your family members, or you can have your family members get murdered by the guy with the cleaver. But you saw in the video, and I'm asking, is this a line? Are they making a choice? Or, is there a line, or are they making a choice? It wasn't, even if you save the ladies,
Yeah.
it's not a woman who's getting tortured at the end and hacked up with a cleaver. They will only show you the dude getting hacked up with the cleaver at the end. So is that a line they wouldn't cross? Or are they worried about the portrayal of women as victims?
But this is the same company
that makes Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, this is the same company, you know, where you're supposed...
the beating up hookers to steal their money, I know.
Yeah, you know.
It's an interesting conundrum that I think it's worth looking into some more.
Well, okay, if that is the situation, that it is never the woman... No. That in the skimpy costume.
She's never the one in the video of the family member getting killed. It's always that guy.
It's always the guy.
It's never a lady. Now, I have not tried it, and I may redo this to try it. I have not tried making sure the two guys get killed, but the two women survive.
Yeah.
There is a possibility that would change it, but I've saved everybody plenty of times, and they only ever show you the guy getting killed.
Well, that is interesting.
Interesting,
like,
isn't
well,
it?
No, you always wonder where lines.
What is the
drawn
line for these people? Yeah.
And this is sort of fun.
Yeah.
Well, it's
well,
Manhunt. It's a god awful premise.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
It's a dire, hard to watch premise, but at the same time, like it is within there's a safety created by the fact that this is all a fictional environment. Like it is a movie set.
Yeah,
in
it's
a sense.
movie set, and it's
in a movie set where real people are dying, but it is an artificial reality, even within the game world.
Yeah, even within the game world, so that you're sitting there going, okay, is this real or isn't this real, right?
Yeah.
And because it's sort of gritty as you're playing,
gritty, and you are killing people, but it's not like you're just walking around murdering strangers.
Because,
it's not like
come on, I mean,
you're not Jason.
Have you seen the opening Preacher?
Yes, I saw the first episode.
Oh!
Okay, we're gonna talk about that later. Let's focus on Manhunt for now. Let's not get too.
No, there is a point to be made that connects.
No, it is.
Where the guy, you know, cuts his own heart out, right?
Yeah,
and I'm going
tears his own heart out.
You know, and I mean, I you know, Preacher's one of my favorite graphic novels.
No, absolutely. But we'll see. Part of why it's one of your favorite graphic novels is because it actually is about and I don't know how much the show is going to be, but the comic book is mostly about him trying to work out his own relationship with growing up abused and Catholic.
Yeah,
that's what the comic is about.
Yeah.
It's on a meta level, that's what it's about, but that's clearly what it's about. Whereas
you mean it's about Garth Ennis?
Yeah, Garth Ennis is what it's about.
Okay.
No, not the Preacher. He's a Pentecostal, you know?
Yeah, no. And the Preacher, of course, being invaded by some alien is a way to try and deal with your own abuse. Yeah, maybe we should do a whole series.
Oh, no, we'll talk about, as the Preacher series goes on, you and I, experts on the comic book Preacher, will definitely do an AVOD to talk about.
I think maybe we need to do an AVOD when this is 13 episodes probably, right?
Yeah. You know, when it's over, well, it'll be 10 or 13.
Yeah. Because that was...
Sorry, you were saying?
No. But I'm still looking at this, right?
Oh my god, we got the hatchet. We've got the hatchet.
But, you know, right now... Can I say what I'm teaching?
I'm
doing war, right?
Yeah.
I'm doing war in the ancient Near East, right? And you're trying to get students to understand. Look, do you understand? Like this is the violence. Like I don't know where I'm going to go with all of this, like because I'm doing a war in society in the fall. But okay, you've got pictures here of Lachish, and you've got I'm sorry.
Don't get too close to the mic. It's fine.
Okay, you've got Syrians, right? The Assyrians, right, are coming in, and after the siege, right, and they're flailing, and you've got these pictures all on the wall.
Yeah.
You know, they're flailing. They've got all of these things were all in pictures.
Well, they've documented all of the horrible
things they did because that's what everybody did.
Well, here's an interesting point, and I'm going to make a point related to this, so bear with me. But yeah, to say that this kind of brutality is a new thing in art is insane.
Bullshit.
There's this play called Titus Andronicus. It is the least popular Shakespeare play.
Yeah.
And if you were to read a little, you can just read the synopsis of Titus Andronicus, and you will understand why I brought it up. But okay, so we're watching the show. We just got finished watching the show Highlander. which is a surprisingly good show.
It holds up.
It really does. The first season is not good. But then it gets really good in the last 2 episodes of the first season, and then through season 5 is actually a really solid show, then season 6 is a complete mess. But, so his best friend on the show is this guy who's a 5,000-year-old immortal. And for the first 2,000 years of being alive, he was one of the Four Horsemen, a group of mercenary kings who just rode over Central Europe and Central Asia, just killing people. Because that's all they knew. They conquered places, they stayed there for 50 years, they moved on, they killed for 100 years, they conquered another place, that's what they did. But now, he's been a good guy for more than 2,000 years.
Okay.
Right? And the question becomes, and this is what comes up in the show, the main character, who's only 400 years old, does not want to forgive him for this stuff he did. For the brutalities, the horrible, the rape, the torture, the murder, the wiping out whole villages. And someone points out to him, like, what do you think war is?
Yeah.
What do you think war was at that time? And, like, and he's a guy who still, of course, he still hates the English for what they did to the Scots, you know, in the 1600s, which was pretty bad.
Irish.
Yeah, like, it's pretty bad stuff. But they actually, and this is why the show is so complicated, when it's at its best, it's a complex question of, yeah, this guy was horrible, but that's what war was. And the fact that he didn't do it for, and the real question is, Duncan, the main character, wants to believe that because when he massacred English people, it was for Scottish independence, it meant something. And he imagines that when people are fighting a war for land or food or water, it's for something. And he wants to judge the horsemen harder because they did it as a way of life. They weren't doing it for anything because as immortals, they didn't have to worry about their own lives or survivals or nations or anything. And he wants to imagine that somehow they were worse than he was. And the show, to its credit, does not give a strong answer to that. Like, it doesn't tell you who's right. It doesn't give you a strong answer that, oh, no, he was wrong for being a horseman, or the other guy was wrong, or MacLeod was wrong just for taking part in these wars. And in the most horrible thing, Cassandra, implied to be the Cassandra, became an immortal when her, village was destroyed by the horsemen, and she was kidnapped and turned into a slave of this character we like for 50 years. And again, and they have this really difficult relationship because when you're a barbarian, that's the closest thing to love he'd ever had. Having this slave for this amount of time. And in his head, the fact that he didn't continue killing her and allowed her to be a relatively taken care of slave was the closest thing to a healthy relationship in the year 3000 BC.
Well,
it's a difficult show.
Well, yeah. Well, there are always these. I mean, people fail to understand that there are an awful lot of moral questions sometimes being asked by a lot of either these games or these TV shows and stuff. They're really good ones, and then there are the fun ones, right? Yeah. But
but the thing is,
but these are the different. Well, yeah, this is. I don't.
Well, and I would example because you and I mean, I'm getting so far off the point. The blood stain turned into the blood turned into a heart there.
Yeah.
Like. It's interesting because, okay, I'm going to make a weird comparison, and this is not, I'm not saying to Manhunt'n. We're going to stop talking about it, and we're going to end the show in a second. But I would just like to make this one point. Because we both love, Breaking Bad.
Oh, yeah.
But the thing is, when it comes down to it, that is not a morally complicated situation. It's a portrait of a bad man. And it's a fascinating portrait of a bad man. It makes you understand it. But fundamentally, it is not morally complicated.
No.
There is no question about whether or not he's a good person. There are no moral issues being raised. He is surrounded by worse people, but he's not good on any level. But that doesn't make him good.
No, and that just makes him not as bad as, but that doesn't mean he wouldn't be as bad as if he was in that position.
Well, he was on his way there.
Yes.
When he died.
Yeah.
You know?
Zombie material.
So what I find fascinating is I would argue that a show like Highlander, which is all about these troubling moral questions, is a more in-depth, morally interesting show than a Breaking Bad, even though Breaking Bad had better episodes and was a better show, you could argue, from a moral standpoint and from being an interesting thing to look into. I would say that there's more to talk about in a Highlander. All right, I'm still talking about Highlander.
Even Better Call Saul
because
is...
he is a more complicated character than
Well,
Walter
the whole
ever
thing,
was.
yeah. I mean, the whole thing
really is.
already in the first 2 years. So,
Right, so now that we've started talking about syndicated shows on AMC, I think it's time to...
while we're watching Manhunter.
Manhunt.
I want to
It's
say
easy
Manhunter
well, Brian Cox is in both of them.
Yeah, I
So
know.
it's easy to make that connection. But yeah, and that's a real question. If I had my dream game, and this is something we're going to talk about later, would I, in the Dream remake, ask for Brian Cox to come back, or would you get Maurice LaMarche to be...
Or how about the guy who plays Orson Welles?
That's who plays Orson Welles.
Is that
Maurice LaMarche, the guy who does the brain. He's the guy who does the voice in Orson Welles. In Ed Wood, it's Vincent D'Onofrio's body and Maurice LaMarche's voice. Yeah.
No. I'm talking about the one that sort of is related to Orson Welles, and he's...
Oh, no, you mean,
Yes.
Oh, God,
IMDb, where are you?
Yeah, no, we're embarrassing.
It's embarrassing ourselves.
From The Imposters.
Yeah.
From The Imposters. Stanley Tucci and
Hi.
Oliver Platt.
Yes, Oliver Platt. That's who
Yeah,
we're
the
looking
guy
at.
who looks so much like him in this day. So, yeah, there
Well,
are
he
a
also
bunch of
sounds...
options.
He can sound like him, too.
But Maurice LaMarche does do the perfect.
Well, Maurice LaMarche
It's a
does,
perfect
yes.
Orson Welles. All right,
And
so
Marlon Brando.
we've had our final thoughts.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for watching this episode with us. We hope we have entertained, and you've learned a lot about me, and a lot about Manhunt, and a lot about the Bedazzled Crone. She's going to be tweeting about this from her account and putting it up on her blog, I assume.
I guess I should.
You probably should.
Yeah, I probably should. Which
so
blog?
we'll talk about that later. All right. So again, thank you so much. We'll meet you back here for more the Manhunt'n project, where I have a couple of more people who have never seen Manhunt before. They're still out there. I haven't run through everybody. All right. Thanks a bunch.